Maker DAO.
Relay.
Hey everyone, thanks for checking out MKR Relay. Today's January 25th, 2021, and this is your one-stop shop for updates on the MakerDAO ecosystem. At the time of recording, the only executive vote is for the January Governance MIPS bundle. This vote includes MIP 29 for the PEG Stability Module, MIP 30 for Crop Join, the farmable CUSDC adapter, a Declaration of Intent for the Governance Communications domain, and MIPS to onboard Sebastian Derivaux to the Risk domain, Sam McPherson to the Smart Contracts team, and Juan to the Operational Support domain. Next up, we have governance proposals for the week. This week, there's one poll proposing the addition of the new Silver Drop token as a collateral type. This would come with a 3.5% stability fee, 105% collateralization ratio, and a 5 million DAI debt ceiling. Next up, we've got community greenlight polls. The community greenlight polls close on February 1st at 1600 UTC, and we currently have 10 still up from last week. These include RenVM wrapped Filecoin, Lido DAO staked Ether, People's Company drop token, XDAI stake token, wrapped Filecoin, balancer pool tokens for the wrapped Bitcoin Ether pool, and Uniswap LP tokens for pairs involving DAI and wrapped Bitcoin, USDC, USDT, and YFI. Last week in governance, the community posted its first ever community-created executive votes. This marks two important milestones in MakerDAO's march toward progressive decentralization, both in the submission of the first community-created executive vote and having the Vault Compensation Working Group paid out by the DAO rather than the foundation. So congratulations to everyone involved with that. This vote passed on the 25th of January and includes a number of changes. The Maker protocol now includes vaults accepting LP tokens from the Uniswap V2 USDC Ether pools and the Uniswap V2 wrapped Bitcoin Ether vault. Link, Mana, and the PSM USDC debt ceilings have increased, and the BAT, TUSD, and Global System debt ceilings have decreased. Dust parameters have increased from 500 to 2,000 DAI on existing vault types, meaning that the minimum amount of DAI minted from collateral provided to those vaults must be higher than 2,000 DAI. InstaDApp will be whitelisted on the ETHUSD Oracle Security Module Oracle. And finally, DAI is being paid to the Vault Compensation Working Group for their efforts to compensate vault owners affected by the Black Tuesday event last February. Next up, we've got the most recent signal requests. There are often new signal requests, so please check the forum for the most recent requests. There are 3 to discuss this week, which include a request to raise the debt ceiling on the Ether A vault. Since the last vote raised the ceiling to 1 billion, almost 65 million more DAI have been created using ETH as collateral, so this signal is asking to raise it once again. There's a request to create a new vault type for Ethereum with a higher liquidation ratio, which would offer lower stability fees for people who want to remain highly over-collateralized. Last up, we have a signal for an interim DAO budget. Next up, we have this week's Maker improvement proposals. These MIPS are in the request for comments phase, so please head to the forum to provide your feedback. There are 11 proposals in the request for comments phase, so buckle up. MIP 26 is the governance contract redesign, which defines DSS Gov, a contract replacement for DS Chief. DS Chief facilitates voting on the current state of the Maker protocol, and the proposed redesign is said to come with improved security, usability, and functionality. MIP 31 proposes the creation of an automated market maker to fund an active reserve of liquidity to cover DAI owners in case of an emergency rather than drawing an active reserve from the surplus buffer. MIP 32 for the PEG Stability Module for compound mixed exposure would provide an extension to the PSM that allows Maker governance to convert USDC and CUSDC for DAI and CDAI to help maintain DAI's peg with the US dollar. MIP 34 would create the KEG Streaming Payments module. The KEG is a tool for streaming DAI to a preset group of addresses from the surplus buffer to cover costs accrued by the DAO. MIP 37 defines the static reserve for governance. This MIP defines a static reserve which can receive tokens from anyone and allows maker governance to withdraw them. MIP 38 covers the DAO primitive state. DAO primitive state defines the core units, budgets, and facilitators within the DAO. This MIP has a few MIPs and sub-proposals that follow in order to create a full framework. So those include MIP 39, which refers to the core unit framework for managing and modifying the core units outlined in the previous MIP. MIP 40 covers the budget framework. This is basically a framework for managing and modifying budgets. MIP 41 provides a framework for managing facilitators. MIP 42 provides a compensation addendum for MakerDAO contributors, proposing to pay them partially in time-locked MKR. Finally, we have MIP 43, the term lending module, which proposes an integration with Yield Protocol. We have 4 sub-proposals in the request for comments phase, which include a proposal to onboard a new collateral type backed by B protocol. This proposes an experiment for a native integration between B protocol and MakerDAO, which would onboard a new vault type for wrapped Bitcoin or Ether with a lower collateralization ratio. There's a proposal to make amendments to MIP 0 that would make it compatible with the new domain framework defined in MIPs 38 to 41. This proposal would take away the ability to remove the ability to onboard core personnel from MIP 0 and instead replace that with MIP 38. There's a proposal to edit MIP 5 to make it compatible with the new core operating unit model. The main change there being to the governance facilitator emergency vote process, which directly deals with onboarding and offboarding facilitators. And there's an amendment to edit MIP 16 to make it compatible with the core operating unit model. Next up, we have updates from the domain teams. The smart contracts domain team has been engaging with smart contract auditors for the Liquidations 2.0 module, squashing bugs in the meantime and working on code for MIP 21 to accept real-world assets as collateral in the Maker protocol. The team also helped with the community executive last week led by Sam, which passed. Congratulations. The Risk Domain team has published an evaluation for MIP 30, the farmable USDC adapter, which is now available in the forum. The team has been looking into risk parameters for the LP tokens being proposed by the community for use as collateral. And finally, the Risk team has been evaluating the instant access module for debt ceilings on all vaults, the current assumption being that it would not be good for use in conjunction with the peg stability module. The Oracle's domain team is working with audit firm ABDK for an audit of the Uniswap token LP oracles. That is expected to be complete at the end of February. The Oracle's assessment of Centrifuge has gone live in the forum, and there's currently a governance poll to vote on there. The Oracle's team is also working on a MIP to modify the process for whitelisting oracles in light of the fact that the team has never rejected a whitelisting proposal, and the current process provides unnecessary permissions to the Oracle's team. Last up, to cover the state of the peg, DAI's had no trouble maintaining its peg recently, and there are now over 1.5 billion DAI in circulation, over 900 million of which are backed by Ethereum. That's all for this edition of Maker Relay. Please post in the forum, take our survey, or join us in the community development chat channel to let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Check out the links in the description for more information, and thanks for listening.
Relay.